Hi everyone, this is Jason from bestsoccertricks.com, and today me and Philip are going to be showing you the best way to improve your first touch. So basically this drill is very simple. Doesn't mean it's easy, it's just a simple setup. So you're going to have two squares facing each other, not too far apart, because you really want to focus on giving a nice hard pass and being able to control it as cleanly as possible within the square. So I'm going to be in the pink square, Philip in the blue. We're going to be giving each other strong hard passes on the floor, and the best thing to do is try one touch to control and one touch to play it back. Once again, it's not easy, it's just the more repetition you do, the harder you give the passes, the better your first touch is going to be. So now we're going to do it and show you guys and tell you guys some pointers and some key tips. So now we're just going to demonstrate it slowly so you guys have an idea how it goes. So like you guys saw, it very simple. Pass it back and forth. If you can, on your first touch, make sure you play it out of your feet a bit, not too far, so that you have the momentum to play a nice hard pass. Once again, this is repetition, so now we're going to do it. We're going to play some harder passes. The ball, we might miss our touches, we might mess up, but it's part of the learning process. So we're going to show you guys how it's done. Yeah. So just a few tips on the drill we just did. It's important for sure always being on your toes so that you could react quickly. If ever the ball it's a bit further out, you're able to react quickly. If you're flat-footed, you're not going to be able to react as fast. Also, when you control the ball, you want your knees or your supporting leg, your knee a bit bent, and you absorb the ball. So when the ball comes, you control it. The ball's gonna come. You try to hit it in the middle of the ball. You trying to send me a ball, Phil? Yeah. So you want to control it as much as possible in the middle of the ball, because if you do it too low, it's gonna bounce over. If you do it too high, first of all, it might slip under your foot and keep going, or it might start bouncing. So as much as possible, it comes. You absorb the ball, and you try as much as possible to make it a few steps in front of you. So it's not far enough for a defender to put his foot, but just far enough so that you can play it back one touch without having to back up and then find your momentum. Once you mastered that, once again, it's not easy, you could do a different variation. So you put the squares further back and you do some aerial balls. So some chip balls, some hard English passes on the floor, and that's gonna work your touches when the ball's coming in the air. So we're gonna do it again slowly and then show you guys with a bit more power. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. As you can see in the last variation, there was a bit more mistakes. It's a harder variation for sure because you're not too far away, so you really have to weigh the pass or your chip so that it falls as much as possible in the square. The square is more of a reference, so if the ball is outside the square, it doesn't matter. You try as much as possible to keep the ball close. Now if the ball falls in the square, you try to keep your touch within the square, and that, once again, the more you practice it, the easier it's going to become. For sure, if you're doing longer balls, you know, like from one side to the field to another, it's a bit easier because you can, you know, the technique you use isn't the same. But this is really important just to practice your first touch and some little chip balls. So once again, practice makes perfect, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to bestsoccertricks.com. Thanks.